Hey guys, welcome to On the Throne, IGN's video recap show for Game of Thrones. We're here to talk about the Season 2 premiere, The North Remembers. Busy episode, some new characters introduced, and it's clear from this first episode that this show is going to be a little more scattered than it was in Season 1, because now all the characters that were once in a few places are now in many places. So what did you think of the premiere?
I mean, I loved it. It was great, obviously, just to see everyone again, to see the show again after Season 1. But yeah, there was a lot of catching up, a lot of saying, this is where everyone is now. At least Tyrion came back to King's Landing. At least we had that.
So now he's centralized, and we open the show with Joffrey being a dick, just to remind us that he's still a horrible person. It's his name day, and it's interrupted by Tyrion coming in. You know, it's almost like you see the most hated person on the series and maybe the favorite person on the series, you know, come in to like take away the horribleness of Joffrey. He's instantly annoying Joffrey, and then he's also instantly annoying Cersei.
And you know, look, a very fan favorite moment last season was Joffrey getting slapped by Tyrion, and this time Cersei got to slap him.
That's true. This episode, like, Tyrion comes in, he's the new hand, he interrupts the small council, he instantly gets under Cersei's skin, but then Cersei herself, you also see the fact that she's got Joffrey to deal with, who's kind of out of control, and by the end, when she slaps him, she realizes she shouldn't have done that, perhaps. Like, he says, he warns her never to do it again, but you know, underneath that is somebody, she realizes he's a monster that she probably can't control.
Pretty awful character, and continues to be, so at least he's consistent. Then we did get to Daenerys a little bit.
She's not in a good place. She's lost out in the Red Waste, as they call it, this desert across the Narrow Sea, and her horses are dying off, and they're thirsty and they're starving, and she sends three of her warriors off in three different directions to find some hope of civilization. We got to see one shot of a dragon. Still small. They're not able to fight for her at this point. You know, but it was the effects are actually pretty cool. You know, a lot of people are worried about some of the things that are coming up on this show. So.
And I know, of course, they're limited budget-wise, and there's a reason there was one scene with one dragon, but it looked good. I mean, and I think they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to be sparing about when we see these dragons, but if they can pull it off at that quality, it's okay if, you know, we don't see them all the time.
One of the things I liked about this episode was there was an undercurring theme of Ned Stark might not have died completely in vain because he didn't get the job done, but now the rumors of Cersei and Jaime and Joffrey being an illegitimate king are everywhere. Thanks to, we'll get to in a bit, Stannis sending out a notice to everyone, but Robb talked about it with Jaime Lannister, who he's holding prisoner. Littlefinger even sort of taunted Cersei with it, and it almost got him killed. And then at the end, Joffrey even came at Cersei. We talked about the scene where she slapped him with it too. He's like, I heard a nasty rumor about you and my uncle, kind of probably knowing it's true, and maybe that's why he's become such even more of a horrible person because of it. But so it's everywhere.
It kind of shows, like, you know, what reputation can mean, and the fact that the Lannisters have a certain air about them. This is definitely damaging them, damaging Cersei, of course, and if things go really bad, will damage Joffrey's claim to the throne.
We need to bring up Stannis Baratheon. A major new character on the show. A new part of the map, Dragonstone, you saw in the beginning, along with an extended score to accompany all the new locations that are even more so than the first season. He was only mentioned in the first season when Ned Stark sent off the note about Joffrey being illegitimate. He sent it to Stannis, who was the next in line in the Baratheon line, younger brother to Robert, but older to Renly. So we see Dragonstone, and we see that Stannis has taken on a new religion that is not sitting well with some of his followers, most notably his maester. And it's this Lord of Light religion that has to do with a lot of fire and prophecies, and in his ear is a red priestess named Melisandre. So it was really interesting to see a whole new dynamic come out of Dragonstone with religion, which we haven't really touched upon.
Religion, but also magic. You know, I think that the first season did a very good job for those people who are a little, like, wary of crazy big fantasy, of slowly going into that. The dragons are born at the very end, for instance, and here we have a little more magic being entered into this world through her.
We don't know exactly what she's capable yet, but she can withstand poison. So that was something that was pretty ominous, and a really cool scene there too. And Stannis has pronounced himself king. Through him, we also learned that Renly has pronounced himself king. Robb pronounces himself king, but only of the North. Like, he's like, you can have the rest of it, just give me the North.
Right, he's not greedy.
So like Kat says, seems to be a king in every corner now. Jon Snow, meanwhile, beyond the wall, comes across crusty old Craster.
Yeah, lovable Craster.
Who's pretty foul, as they say, and he's sort of like a way station that the Night's Watch have been using for years to sort of seek shelter. But he's not really friendly, not really likable, and pretty gross when it comes to his daughter wives.
Yeah, that was definitely a pretty disgusting element to learn that he's got all these wives and that they're also his daughters. So not a very lovable guy, but someone that they need at that moment to give them shelter.
In the North, we basically touched upon maybe perhaps another king, a guy named Mance Rayder. Again, only mentioned once in season 1. I believe it was Osha who said it when she was with her wildlings and they tried to capture Bran. He's proclaimed himself king in the North.
Yeah.
So we haven't even met him yet, but he might become a big player later on too. But other than that, this episode really came together well. We didn't see Arya till the very end. A great season premiere. I thought it was really well done. It's going to take a lot more juggling this season. It's really apparent.
I think if you haven't read the books, you need to take a little more notes. There's so much going on. That being said, I think the show does a really amazing job of handling all these different characters, of jumping around place to place and having it all be compelling and interesting, even if you're still catching up on names a little bit, perhaps.
We also have our chance for you guys to win a really cool prize pack from HBO, from their store. Each week here, we're going to be giving away some prizes. Your chance to win this week, all you have to do is email winordie@ign.com. Tell us your favorite part of the episode, and you could possibly win a prize pack that includes a Hand of the King pin, a Hand of the King t-shirt, a House Stark t-shirt, a House Lannister t-shirt, a House Greyjoy t-shirt, a Stannis Baratheon t-shirt, and a pack of Game of Thrones playing cards. So this is a really cool pack.
Yep.
So email us, tell us your favorite part, and you could win. Other than that, stay tuned to next week for more On the Throne.